You have been worm farming for quite a while and your worm population is exploding. And so now you're excited, you're thinking, yes, I'm going to be starting my worm farming business. But then you face a lot of challenges, and some of those challenges might be that you don't know how to set up that worm farm, or maybe it is the case that you don't have a lot of space for the worm farm, or maybe you don't have the resources to get the worm farm set up. There are so many challenges that you can face when you're starting your worm farming business. Maybe you have an idea in your mind of how you want your worm farming business to be, how you want to set it up, who your clients are and things like that, and so you're looking forward to it. But then challenges after challenges starts to arise, and as these challenges occur, you find that you tend to bank your idea of starting your worm farming business. You are not that animated, that excited about getting your worm farming business started anymore, because you're now concerned about getting clients, you're concerned about solving the many challenges that you are facing. Have you ever seen a small child probably just learn to walk, and the father is out all day working, and when that dad comes home, the child gets up and start running towards its dad, and then it falls? What does the child do then? Yes, the child may cry, and the child might spend a few minutes or a few seconds there crying because it is hurting, but then it gets up and it goes straight to its dad, right? It doesn't stay there forever. It gets up and it keeps moving until he or she reaches his or her goal, which is wherever the dad is, right? Now, this is how our businesses are. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing in life, you're going to face challenges. So, when you come upon these roadblocks in your life, do you sit down and wait for things to get better? Or do you take matters into your own hand and you ask yourself, what can I do to improve this situation? Take stock of where you are now in your business. Have you started selling worms yet? Or are you just in the planning stage of selling worms? Do you have enough worms that you can supply a good amount of clients? Well, what type of setup are you going to use? Are you going to just be selling out of the regular bins that you are raising your worms in for your personal purposes? There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to be thinking ahead. You cannot, if you sit and wait for the perfect condition, chances are you're never going to get that worm farming business started. So even if it takes 1 minute a day, if you take 1 minute a day to do something towards your business, whether it's to create a plan, a simple plan like, today I'm going to try to figure out how I want to design my worm farming business, or today I'm going to think about where I can find the clients that I'm looking for my business. But just spend a few minutes each day. Have you ever seen a big bag of material that you have to move, and it's so big, it is so heavy that every time you think about moving it, you find something else to do because it just seems so daunting, it seems so overwhelming. And so you just walk by, and guess what? It never gets moved. And you said, okay, this is it. I've had enough. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of trying to move the entire bag, why not just take a little of the content out of the bag and move it, and you move it little by little, because eventually you will get it to where you want it to go. But if you let that big bag just sit there, nothing happens, and guess what, it adds more stress to you, doesn't it? Because every time you see it being out of place, it's just gonna be bugging you because you know you have it there to do. But when you start moving it little by little and you see that pile going down, you start to get more motivated. You start to get more excited because, yes, you can see progress. It might not be a lot. You might not get it to where you want it at the time when you want it to get there. But guess what? You are getting there because you are taking the steps to ensure that you get your content moved. So, similarly, that's how it is with your business. If you try to do everything all at once, you become overwhelmed, and then your idea gets shelved. And guess what? All the others in your neighborhood or in your community or in your province or state or where, whatever it might be, who have the similar idea to you are getting ahead of you because you are focusing on the fact that you have a problem, but you're not focusing on solution. So for your worm farming business, my suggestion is that you do what you can. Don't sit and wait for opportunities, because chances are they either come too late or they never come at all, or because you weren't planning so that when that opportunity comes you can jump on it. The opportunity does come, but it passes you by. So take the time, plan little by little, take action every single day. And if you can't take action daily, take action weekly, take action monthly, you have to keep moving. So yes, we are busy, and starting a business requires a lot of time, a lot of planning, a lot of attention, a lot of resources. So rather than waiting until you have everything that you need to get started, start with the little that you have. And let's say you have a good amount of worm where you can get started, but you don't really have a lot of worms. Don't worry about down the road. What I would recommend is that start selling small bulks, small quantities. So instead of selling a pound of worm, could you sell like 100 worms, 200 worms, 250 worms? And the same for your worm castings. Could you sell a 1 liter portions, 2 liter portions, a gallon? Don't sit and wait, because when you get started early, even if the quantity that you're selling is small, the advantage of starting early is that you are getting your name out there. So by the time your business is set up where you can sell as much as you'd like to sell, there are people out there who know of your existence, and so they are spreading the word about your business. They're spreading the word about the services and the products that you offer. So when you are set up now and ready to get started, you are well on the way. So these are just some tips that I'd like to share with you, because I'd really like to see you get that worm farming business started. I'd really like to see your business up and running. It might not be at the level that you want it to be, but get started. Don't wait until you have everything. And so, because I realized after talking to a lot of worm farmers that this is a challenge for a lot of them, so I've put together a course which is called the 7 Secrets to Commercial Worm Farming, that will help you to solve the most common problems that people who are starting a worm farming business face. And so I'm going to leave a link up above and in the description that you can use so that you can benefit from this course. And stay tuned, because next week, if you want to learn more, I'll be doing another video which is going to be focusing on the marketing aspect of getting your business up and running. So if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more updates on how you can get your worm farming business up and running the way you want it to be, then please stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. And if you know of anyone who would benefit from this information, then please feel free to share this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day. Yeah man, a time for grow.